Papni School of Architecture. Architecture is one of the oldest and most important professions in society. It has been a part of human history since ancient times, and it is not going anywhere soon. If you are looking for a career where you can make a difference in people's lives, then architecture might be the field for you. Architects design and oversee construction of buildings including homes, offices, schools, hospitals and shopping centers. The role of architecture in society is to create a sense of place and identity. The buildings we inhabit, the streets we walk on, and even our own homes affect how people behave. The architecture in India has a rich history that dates back to ancient times. This history can be traced through various architectural styles.
Architecture to me is a sense of wonder. Architecture to me is a sense of glorification of life. And architecture to me is celebration.
It's one of the oldest profession. The men, when they started living on a desert or on a hillside or wherever, they needed a hut, they needed a building. And that was part of a necessity of a building, where buildings were instruments for survival. But as time went by, they became expressive. Buildings became a work of art that talks about something which is significant in the society, something which people can look at and say, we believe in this. This represents us. And therefore, a building becomes architecture when that happens.
Profession is a universal kind of profession which embraces so many other parallel fields like economics, sociology, and technology, apart from creativity, apart from artistic skills, and so on and on. Unlike any other profession, let's say medical or engineering, which focuses in a silo kind of thing where you work in a definite pattern. But inputs from architectural education, inputs into architectural education are very varied, and as a result, because you teach technology, you teach advanced materials, you teach construction techniques, and design is universal anyways.
Papni School of Architecture, PISA, is one among very few standalone and best architecture colleges in Tamil Nadu. Located within the Chennai limits near Sriperumbudur on Chennai-Bangalore highway. The campus is located in a green surrounding with a blend of nature and built environment as a perfect place to learn architecture. At PISA, the teaching methodology is based on extensive use of contemporary technology, aligned with traditional teaching methods. For every course being taught, a detailed teaching program is prepared that outlines the course intent, content, conductance, reading list and schedule of assignments. Teaching programs are regularly reviewed and updated to make learning a fun process. Papni School of Architecture is affiliated to Anna University, Chennai and Certified Institute by Council of Architecture, Delhi. Our Anna University counseling code is TNEA 1530. Professor S. Rajappa, after graduating from SAP Anna University, joined PWD and was involved in various landmark government projects. He resigned from PWD to start his own practice under the name of Papni Associates when he was about to be elevated to the grade of Chief Architect. He has designed more than thousands of buildings like residential apartments, villas, educational institutions, industrial buildings, multiplex, and hospitals in various parts of India. Professor S. Rajappa is a distinguished member and AMP, chairman of various professional and academic bodies. He has been on the advisory boards of many institutions and is a member of the Board of Studies at Anna University as well. He continues to guide, encourage and inspire young architects, designers, and planners with his immense expertise and experience, and successfully guided thousands of architects who are all successful in today's practice in various parts of the world. Apart from this, he was a Millennium President of the Rotary Club of Madras North and has won several laurels under his leadership. His passion for teaching has finally shaped into Papni School of Architecture, an initiative as an exclusive standalone architecture college, run and managed by architects. Architect Professor Vinod Rajappa, principal of Papni School of Architecture, is a keen communicator and speaker with leadership and analytical abilities. Having completed both degrees Bachelors of Architecture and MTP at School of Architecture and Planning, Anna University, Guindy. He started his career in architectural practice along with his father, legendary architect S. Rajappa, in 2000. He has handled various architectural and planning projects in many parts of India, and having academic experience of more than 18 years, has been instrumental in shaping budding architects to make sure that the students acquire the essential skills that are required in the professional field. He has delivered various lectures in different institutions and organized series of national-level symposiums. Architect Professor Jayanti Vinod, Head of Department, Papni School of Architecture, started her career in architecture and planning soon after graduating in master's degree in town and country planning from SAP, Anna University, Guindy in 2003. She has completed several interior projects and designing of various landmark projects at many places in and around Tamil Nadu, and above all a passionate academician with over a decade of experience to motivate and orient students to achieve academic excellence in architecture. Faculties with expertise in specialized areas under the guidance of legendary architect Professor S. Rajappa, who is backed with practical and academic experience of 5 decades, is the core strength of PISA. Faculties of PISA are chosen not only based on their academic excellence but as well as their inputs in professional practice in architecture and its allied fields. Smart classrooms with AV, physical and e-library, Wi-Fi enabled campus, fully equipped labs, construction yard, survey lab, climatology lab, material museum, acoustics lab, lighting lab, CAD lab, cafeteria, photo documentation lab, 24/7 security, first aid and AMP, nursing facility. Transportation facilities available around Chennai, Chengalpattu, Kanchipuram. Separate hostel facilities for girls and boys.
architectural profession provides you a platform of varying expertise after you graduate as an architect. You can do more than 26 or 30 kind of specializations in post-graduation.
There are job prospects in government sector for architecture students, and once you join this government sector, from assistant architect you can rise till the position of a chief architect, which is equivalent to a secretary, and in some states it's an architect in chief also. And there is such an opportunity to design varied kinds of buildings, from small residence to a bigger projects like judicial court complexes, DAC complexes, jails and even cow sheds. To enter into government sector, you have to meet eligibility criteria, which is different from state to state. And mainly it's about you have entrance tests, then you come through some service commissions, and through interviews.
Career opportunity in architecture. Architect. Independent practice. Government jobs. Builder. Artist. Interior designer. Furniture designer. Exhibition designer. Graphic designer. Product designer. Set designer. Urban planner. Landscape architect. Conservation architect. BIM expert. Project manager, PMC. 3D visualizer. Photographer. Historian. Researcher. Academician.
Scope of architecture is very bright in our country. We should explore the possibility of working with the government, which is the largest investor in the infrastructure sector these days, with so many schemes by the government, like the smart city concept, you call it, the urban development schemes, the rural development schemes, the empowerment of the rural sector, the villages, and then you have Awas Yojanas of so many kinds these days. This phenomenal and huge scope that an architect can contribute and has as a future.